Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the Holl Sheet Metal Original Rebels Trucks Series. Tonight, these trucks will be taking on No Limits Texas for 100 laps of racing action. I'm going to be your announcer for tonight, Atlee Atman. Joining me tonight to call the action is driver in the SCSRA Xfinity and Truck Series. It's on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights. It's Eddie Morris. Eddie, how you doing tonight?
Good, brother. Just getting ready for some more exciting racing and getting to call another race with you, brother.
Absolutely. It was a barn burner in the Outlaws Truck Series. We saw Corey Hines ended up taking the win. Now we have a whole different group of drivers running in the Rebels Truck Series, so this should be an absolute blast of a race. I'm really excited to see how everything plays out. I did mess up my SDK, so getting that fixed right now, but we saw that these drivers can make it. They need to make 2 pit stops and take 2 sets of tires for the race, all depending, and it'll depend on when all the caution flags come out. But currently right now, we take a look here. Last week we were at Knoxville Raceway and we saw Chris McLean get the victory. He led 48 of the 65 laps, started in position number 2. We saw Daniel Cunningham. He ended up finishing second. Third was Aaron Johnson. Fourth was Garrett Kinder, who started on the pole and led 17 of the 65 laps. And then rounding at your top 5 was Jason Lottridge. So now after Knoxville, Garrett Kinder is your points leader. He has a 16-point lead over second place Daniel Cunningham. Third is Christopher Heiner. Fourth is Cody Bohm. And rounding out your top 5 right now currently, it is Aaron Adcock. Now, of course, we want... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of Garrett Kinder, it looks like he's turned the fastest lap so far with a 29.990.
Absolutely. Garrett Kinder, top of the board here in practice. We see Jonah Colbert, who got a podium in the Outlaw Truck Series. He is currently running second in practice. Third is Tracy Passons. Fourth is Chris McLean, who was last week's winner. And then running at your top 5 is Christian, the coach, Dedman. So this should got a great group of drivers, 25 cars it looks like. So very, very good field. We see Paul Passons on Facebook. He comments is watching. Right now, Tracy Passons running third in practice. I think Passons has a chance at a win here tonight. Now, of course, we want to thank Holl Sheet Metal for all of their support. They are the sponsor of the Rebels Truck Series. Holl Sheet Metal takes pride in their fast, efficient heating and cooling repairs. They have served residential and commercial sites since 1932. There's no problem that will catch them off guard. No heating and air system that is unknown to them. So if you're looking for your heating and cooling systems to get repaired, Holl Sheet Metal is the way to go. Look them up. You can visit their website or check out their Facebook page. So again, Holl Sheet Metal, looking to repair your heating and cooling system, that they are the ones to contact. And especially with cold weather starting to get nearer and nearer, you're definitely going to want a properly working heating system. So if you're having issues with yours, contact Holl Sheet Metal. We got Kevin Kinder in the YouTube chat. He says, hey, y'all, let's go racing. Absolutely. Getting excited here. And what in the world? We got alien Eddie Smith running the pace truck. That is definitely unique. Never seen anything like that before. That's awesome. Love the paint scheme. If we were doing a paint scheme contest, Eddie Smith wins. He, even though he doesn't have a number on that machine, Eddie Smith will be the 87 on the ticker. So if you're looking for him, 87 is the number to look out for. Zach loves Eric. He says on YouTube, pace truck for the win. Exactly. Alien Eddie for the win with that paint scheme. There is the bulldozer, William Griffith, on track right now. Eddie Smith heading through turns 3 and 4. There we go. We got William Griffith, the Grifdozer, heading through turns 1 and 2. Looking to pick up the win here tonight. On the backstretch. And there we go. Eddie Smith, first driver on the board. 30.10 was the lap time for that 87. He is about 0.4 faster than second place Daniel Cunningham. We see Christopher Heiner to second, 30.28 for that one machine. That'll put him about 0.2 behind first place Eddie Smith. We see Josh Lokenvitz to second with a 30.21, about 1/10 off of Eddie. And oh no, William Griffith getting loose off of 2 on lap number 2. So that will prevent him from turning another lap and maybe improving his 30.74 that he turned. See Daniel Cunningham able to get to second with a 30.13. And Eddie Smith is able to improve on lap number 2. He runs a 30.08, putting him about 0.05 faster than second place Daniel Cunningham. Third is Josh Lokenvitz, who is about 1/10 off of Eddie Smith. There is Rushville, Illinois' Mike Veith in the number 9. Here we got Brandon Wallace in the 99. He was another driver that was in the Outlaw Truck Series. So he's already gotten a little bit of experience here tonight in these trucks at Texas. We see Tracy Passons to second, 30.13. That'll put him about 0.05 behind first place Eddie Smith.
Tyler Rice just clobbered the wall.
Uh-oh. That is definitely not what you want to do in qualifying for sure. We see Jonah Colbert to the top of the board with a 30.02. That will put him about 0.04 faster than second place Tracy Passons. Yeah, unfortunately, the pace truck falls out of the first place position, and we see his JC Motorsports teammate, Jonah Colbert, ends up taking that spot. Kyle Roberts to 5th, 30.14 for that 35 machine. Oh no, Lottridge getting loose off of turn number 2. Tags the outside wall a little bit, but he keeps going, but that should prevent him from completing or for having a lap time that time. There he is, got Garrett Kinder in the number 13. Want to congratulate Garrett. Intensity Broadcasting had a NASCAR Fantasy Live League this season, and Garrett Kinder was our regular season champion in that Fantasy NASCAR League. So congrats to Garrett Kinder on that.
Yeah, congrats, man. It was it's been fun so far, man, and we appreciate you, man, for putting that together and letting us all be a part of that. It's pretty fun.
Absolutely. It's been great having all of our viewers and fans compete with each other here in NASCAR Fantasy Live, and we are definitely going to do the same thing next season. So if you're interested in joining anything like that, then definitely make sure when we post about it to join our NASCAR Fantasy Live. Not going to do a Cincy Broadcasting Fantasy Football, as cool as that would be.
Yeah, we're doing one this year in the SCSRA, and I think we've got 10 people in there already. So definitely looking forward to that. It's gonna be a blast.
Purple Rain gonna get the championship.
Christian, the coach Dedman, come out and laid down a 30.128 and put himself in P4 there.
I see that. Let's see. Yeah, about 1/10 off of first place Jonah Colbert. Great lap time for the coach. Yeah, stuff in the chat. We see Zach Loves. Eric said on YouTube, lots of contact out of turn number 2 for a lot of these trucks. Yeah, in the first race in the Outlaws Truck Series, we saw a lot of drivers struggled with Extra 2, especially Jonah Colbert, and the way that he was getting off the corner kind of cost him a lot of lap time. So I think we're going to see a lot of the same here. Drivers struggling off of turn number 2. We see Ratchet Miller on YouTube says, "Howdy y'all, get her done. Number 13 looking a little slick in qualifying." What up, Atlee? What up, Ratchet? Thanks for tuning in to watch tonight's broadcast. We see Garrett currently running. He qualified 7th for now. Still a few other drivers need to qualify, but Garrett looking to have a good top 10 run here tonight. That 13 is your current point standings leader, 16-point lead over second place Daniel Cunningham. Garrett definitely has a really, really good chance of maybe picking up the championship this year.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad pick at all, man. And be hard to pick against Kinder, to be honest with you. That's not taking anything away from everybody else. Just, Garrett Kinder's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely phenomenal driver for sure, but it wasn't the fastest in qualifying here tonight, so he's going to have to... And as I say that, we see Chris McLean gets ahead of Kinder. He qualifies in 4:30.11 is the lap time for McLean. As I say that, there goes the 69 going through the infield. So McLean, we see, runs a 30.11. That will put him about 800ths behind first place Jonah Colbert. Zach Lowe's Eric says, "This guy is better than IDK player with commentating." Appreciate the kind words. We've been doing this Intensity Broadcasting, iRacing broadcast since 2020, since the iRacing COVID boom. So I've had a lot of experience doing this, trying to get up there in the ranks and broadcasting. Definitely, if I race in real life, but if that doesn't work out, definitely want to consider career in broadcasting. Hopefully you're enjoying this broadcast so far. We're going to see some great racing here in No Limits, Texas for the Lone Star 150. Got Eddie Morris joining me tonight along for the ride, our guest analyst. You think we're going to expect a lot of the same that we saw in the Outlaws Truck Series race?
Man, it possibly could be like a carbon copy, just run the first half of the race and pretty decently clean, and then just one caution. You've seen it. They breed, so cautions breed cautions. I mean, it's very possible we could have a repeat of that, or I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Absolutely. I mean, what he's referring to is in the Outlaw Truck Series race, these drivers went about 66 laps without a single caution. Lots of give and take, clean racing. And then we saw one caution come out during the green flag pit stop process. And after that, it was just one after another, after another, after another. And that, that's where the phrase cautions breed cautions comes from. So we might see a little bit of that the same. Again, we know that these drivers will need to make 2 pit stops. Kind of split this race in thirds. Actually, no, we talked about it with a few of them, and actually it looked like if you played your cards right, you could make it a one-stop race if you could get to around lap 48, 49, or 50. No, the caution kind of spoiled a lot of the drivers that were going with that strategy's plans.
Yeah, that guy that I hate that I don't do this every week, and I apologize that I don't remember names, but that feller that finished P2 in that last race, he said he knew if he could make it to lap 50, then he was good to go. And he was one of the few cars that was able to make it to lap 50. So, yeah, you're a good point there, man.
Absolutely. That was Kevin Ruff in the 24. He had a fantastic race running that strategy. I mean, he wasn't the fastest on track, but all the track position from, making it, just trying to go as long as he can really helped.
Yeah, and he had a heck of a shot there at the end, especially with, the cautions and all that stuff. It really gave him a chance to get a solid finish and go for the win.
Here we are. We are getting ready to go green flag racing here at Texas. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about our starting lineup. Starting in the pole with a 30.017 owner of JC Motorsports. He got a podium earlier tonight in the Outlaws Truck Series. It is the 31 of Jonah Colbert. Second, we have Tracy Passons in the 53. Third, starting right behind his JC Motorsports teammate, it is Eddie Smith in the 87. Fourth, we have Poman Motorsports' Chris McLean in the 5. Rounding out your top 5, it's the coach, Christian Detman in the 3. Sixth, we have Daniel Cunningham in the 54, running with JC Motorsports. 7th, representing Poman Racing, Kyle Roberts. 8th, it is Garrett Kinder in the 13. we have Josh Lokenvitz representing Poman Motorsports in that 79. Rounding out your top 10, it's Dark Horses Christopher Heiner in the 1. 11th, Mickey Isaac. 12th, Aaron Adcock representing Poman Motorsports. 13th, that is Charles Stevens Jr. in that Dark Horse number 88. 14th is Reaper Racing's Brandon Wallace. And rounding out your top 15, it is Poman's Charlie Elmore in the 20. 16th, it's the Jet Josh Oswald in the 17. And 17th, it is Cody Bohm in the 78. Great number. 18th, it is Jason Lotridge in the 48. 19th, Full Send Racing's Ray Page. And then rounding out your top 20, it is Dark Horse Motorsports' Mike Feith in the 9. 21st, it is Pale Horse Racing's Matt Clement. 22nd, Reaper Racing's William Griffith. 23rd, it is Tyler Rice. 24th, it is Alex Veith. 23rd, it is Tyler Rice, starting 24th, starting right behind his dad. Still Alex Veith in 24th. And then rounding out your top 25, it's the Big Fish Motorsports' Spencer Gay.
Heck yeah, man! I'm pretty excited for this, buddy. I'm hoping this race is as good as the last one, and definitely looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, this should be fun right here. Got 25 cars. Very, very good field here tonight. Only one can call themselves the winner. I think it is going to be an extremely competitive race. I mean, there's not really one favorite.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a competitive field, man. There's a lot of names that I'm familiar with, and it's going to be interesting to see them race through the field and see how this race plays out.
Yeah, I know. Many of, I know we might have a few SCSRA viewers. A lot of y'all are familiar with some of these drivers because of the SCSRA Original Rebels Showdown that we had in December, I believe. That was won by Daniel Mitchell, who was representing SCSRA.
Yeah, we were supposed to have another one, or there was talks of another one, but not sure how far that made it. So
I don't know.
But it would be cool to have another one.
Absolutely. Here we go. Jonah Colbert on the pole. Tracy Passons outside of him. Green flag is out here at Texas Motor Speedway. The Lone Star 150 is underway. There we see Jonah Colbert taking off side by side for second between Eddie Smith and Tracy Passons. Smith with the nose as we head here through turns 1 and 2, and he has cleared Smith now to the second place spot. He's now setting his sights on first place driver Jonah Colbert, who is his teammate. And he is reeling him in fast here on the back stretch. Here comes the pace truck, getting right up to the back bumper of Jonah Colbert as we head off of turn number 4. Eddie Smith looking very, very fast right now.
Yeah, he's definitely looking really, really fast, and it's weird you see a pace truck. I see the 87 Tide Michigan on my screen, so I don't know. He's there looking off there.
We see right now some great action behind between, looks to be Daniel Cunningham and Garrett Kinder. Side by side between those two, we see Kinder blinking out a little bit there in 3 and 4. And he's able to get clear that time by Eddie. Oh, no, we're going to let everybody complete their lap times. It looks like last time by, Chris McLean just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 30.17. He is all over the back bumper of Eddie Smith right now for this second place spot. Looking to try to make the pass here. We see Tracy Passons there as well. See smoke. Not a good sign. It's like Tyler Rice already with a torn up truck. He has already gone a lap down. Fortunate there for that 6th machine. We see Josh Lokenvitz just ran his best lap time of the race, 30.12 for that 79. Currently running in 5th, trying to track down Tracy Passons. So we see right now Eddie Smith trying to reel in teammate Jonah Colbert for this first place spot. But right now, pretty much first, second, third, and... we see Eddie Smith getting looser. Something happening to him off of 2. He goes way down the track, and he ends up falling now to the 4th place position. So we see now the battle is on for second between Chris McLean and Tracy Passons. Passons all over the back bumper of that 5 machine. Looking high, looking low, trying to make the pass, looking to see where he's braking, where he's lifting, where he's getting back into the gas, and waiting for McLean to maybe make a mistake like we saw Eddie Smith make there.
Yeah, Eddie Smith ended up falling back to 5th spot there. So.
And the same thing happened. That mistake ended up happening off of 2. So turn 2 has certainly posed itself as a trouble spot for a lot of drivers all night long. We saw first in the Outlaws Truck Series, and now tonight here right now in the Rebels Truck Series. We see. Look at the chat here. Ratchet Miller says, "Always enjoy your broadcast, Atlee. Appreciate the kind words, Ratchet. Again, thanks for always tuning in here." We see Kevin Kinder. He says, "All right, 3 qualified in the top 5." Christian Deadman currently runs in that 6th place position, trying to reel in old Alien Eddie for that 5th place spot. Ratchet Miller says, "Alien Eddie hunting old JC." Fortunately, we saw Eddie Smith have a little bit of a slip up coming off of 2, and that cost him 3 positions to McLean, Passons, and Lokenvitz. But JC getting some pressure now from Chris McLean and Tracy Passons. Here comes McLean coming up on Jonah Colbert for this 1st place spot. Looking to see what Colbert is doing. Colbert does have a little bit of an advantage compared to a lot of other drivers. He already has 1 race under his belt at this track in these trucks so far tonight. So it's given him a lot of time to, learn everything about the track, the strategy, where you want to run, how you want to affect the tires with the tire wear. I mean, Colbert is definitely has a huge advantage with the experience of already 1 race under his belt tonight, 100-lap race at that.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you there, man. He knows how hard he needs to run those tires on that stint, and what he can get away with, and he knows kind of what to expect on those tires whenever they fall off.
He's probably providing that knowledge to his teammates Daniel Cunningham and Eddie Smith, who did not have the opportunity to participate in the Outlaws Truck Series race. So Jonah Colbert, telling him everything he's found out after the race and after the Outlaws Truck Series race. And of course, Jonah Colbert finished 3rd, and he definitely made some mistakes in the Outlaws Truck Series race. So this 2nd race here in the Rebels Truck Series will kind of give him an opportunity to maybe, apply what he's learned from that 1st race and maybe try to make less mistakes here in race number 2.
Well, yeah, absolutely, man. And so far, so good. It looks like he's learned quite a bit.
Looks like Chris McLean, though, able to get under Colbert for the lead. Looks like Tracy Passons also able to get by him. Here comes Josh Lokenvitz side by side for this 3rd place spot. So, wow, the floodgates really open right there for Jonah Colbert, just as we were complimenting his great run tonight. So this will put Chris McLean into the lead now. Passing 2nd, Josh Lokenvitz 3rd.
Yeah, what a crazy turn of events there.
Absolutely. I mean, everything changes so quickly here at Texas. I mean, anything can happen. We see Ratchet Miller says, "Guess he's going to blame me for that." Yeah, first you talked about Alien Eddie hunting old JC. Then Eddie disappeared. And then Jonah Colbert disappeared. So, come on. You got to quit jinxing people, Ratchet.
Yep. We're not liable for that one. That was Ratchet.
Exactly. We were not responsible for that. We do have some birthday wishes. I found out this week that August is a very, very common birthday month. First of all, happy birthday to Josh Holl. It was his birthday on Thursday, I believe. So,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah,
Thursday.
it was one of the days last week,
Yes, it
and
was Thursday.
also shout out, yeah, also shout out to him and about getting better and feeling better and popping wheelies on that slick ride he's got.
Absolutely. Josh Hall. The reason why I'm announcing tonight, not Josh, is because he is currently in the ER after he had an incident with his back. So hopefully he can get that fixed and be back and better than ever. And also, got to wish Joe Wright a happy birthday. Today is his actual birthday. It's not his belated or early birthday. This is actually Joe Wright's birthday today. So happy birthday to the Minty Elephant, Joe Wright. Hope you're having a great day, man. And also,
Yeah, the big 40. Happy birthday to Joe.
man, Joe, you're getting old. And I also want to wish happy birthday to my grandfather, my granddaddy, Steve Reynolds. He is turning 68 today, so happy birthday to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. Happy birthday, Steve. It was an awesome time with you guys at Richmond. So appreciate you guys for that.
We take a look back now to the racing action. Tracy Passon's trying to reel in Chris McLean right now to this first place spot. I mean, ever since Colbert lost the lead, it has been Chris McLean kind of setting the pace, but Passon's is sticking right there with him. Great run here in 3 and 4 for that number 53 machine. Oh, looks like Mama Kinder's birthday was yesterday as well. Man, why is August is such, like, late August is a very, very common. I was at a racetrack yesterday, and there was a few people that was their birthdays in, like, the area. So, I mean, gosh, why is late August such, like, common birthdays? That's wild. I did not know it was so common.
It's crazy, yeah, man. But it's cold in the wintertime, brother. But Chris McLean out here is absolutely setting the pace, and those top five trucks are all pretty close right there. So
Truck cars.
if one of them make a mistake, yeah, the truck cars, man. I seen a shirt like that at the Glen too. That was a pretty cool shirt.
Absolutely. Go pick a truck car shirt up at TennesseeBroadcasting.com. Hashtag product placement. But side by side for second, Jonah Colbert, Tracy Passon's battling for this second place spot. Colbert with the nose as we head into turns 3 and 4. Can he get clear? Yes, he does. Jonah Colbert back to second, trying to reel in McLean now to this first place spot and retake that lead that he had for the first few laps of tonight's event. And there we go. He is looking low under Chris McLean for the first place spot. Side by side, he has the nose over McLean as we are on the back stretch. We see McLean fighting back on the outside, but unlike a lot of the other mile and a halves, the outside really isn't too strong. So we see Colbert able to get back to the first place spot where he started tonight's event, and he led the first little portion of the race. And here comes Eddie Smith looking low under Tracy Passon's for the third place spot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I wonder if some of this is kind of orchestrated to kind of like maybe save some gas or something.
I mean, I'm not sure. I know, I mean, the top four they all aren't teammates. There's, like, different teams and stuff. So, I mean, it's not like they're all teammates, like, orchestrating stuff. So, I mean, I do think a lot of it is just, it's the racing that we're seeing. But I don't know. I mean, that might be a case. I don't want to guess anything.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, I just knew that, there was a couple of them on the last race making 50 laps on a run. And I didn't know if some of that was, because it looked crazy. He just looked like he took the high line and he was like, here, I'm going to let you pass me and save some gas or something. So
you see Eddie Smith.
Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was wondering what happened to Colbert. He kind of just went to the high side and just fell off and went to the back of the back of that first pack around to fourth, but he's able to make it back up to lead. We see the pace truck Eddie Smith to third place now. And we see Kevin Kinder says Mama Kinder's birthday was yesterday. So happy birthday to Mama Kinder. Or happy, late birthday.
Yeah, happy belated birthday to Mama Kinder.
I do want to take this time to quickly talk a little bit about the track that we are racing at tonight. And that is Texas Motor Speedway. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this place, but everything is bigger in Texas, and that includes racetracks. The mile-and-a-half oval of Texas Motor Speedway is home to everything from NASCAR to IndyCar to Legends cars and Bandolero racing, and boasts a Lone Star size seating capacity. located on the north side of Fort Worth, Texas. The construction of Texas Motor Speedway began in spring of 1995 and required the movement of more than 4 million cubic yards of earth before it was completed the following year. The track's first major race was a NASCAR Busch Series event in April of 1997, which was won by Mark Martin, while Jeff Burton captured the first NASCAR Winston Cup Series race the following day in front of a sellout crowd of over 200,000 people. That same year, the IndyCar Series scheduled a date at Texas Motor Speedway, won by Arie Luyendyk, and the track has since been the scene of some of the fastest and closest and spectacular racing on the IndyCar schedule. Definitely a fan favorite for IndyCar fans. Now, iRacing's virtual version of Texas Motor Speedway includes a total of 6 configurations. There's the big 24-degree banked quad oval, and then there's the pit lane and front stretch oval that plays host to legend and bandolero car racing in real life. Then there's a total of 4 road course layouts. There's the 2.28-mile primary circuit. That includes most of the big oval and 3 smaller infield-only road courses. So, always fast, close, spectacular racing here at Texas Motor Speedway, and we're certainly seeing a lot of that here tonight.
Yeah, Texas can really be some fun whenever you get a handle on it, but it's one of those tracks you really like, or you really don't like. You know, and if you really don't like it, chances are you don't have a handle on it yet and need to put in some more laps. So.
And I mean, sometimes we see, and a lot of times, it's not like it's always like a boring race, like the same people are up front. Like, we've seen surprise winners at Texas before. Zachary Cox won at Texas in the SCRA series, and he's not really one that's, you know, up front every single week. So it kind of pulled off an upset. So I mean, not always is it like the leader, the person who starts on the pole is going to win that race. Sometimes a surprise winner who has a good pitch strategy could maybe get the win.
Yeah, look at that 8 car at Atlanta. Or the 8 truck at Atlanta last season in the SC car race.
Ah, yeah. Who could forget?
Yeah.
We see Eddie Smith starting to reel in his teammate Jonah Colbert for the first place spot. Looking low as we head into turns 1 and 2, side by side. Smith is able to get clear and now to the first place spot, I believe leading his first laps of the race. So now Jonah Colbert trying to maybe get that lead back from his teammate. He's got Chris McLean all over the back bumper.
Yeah, business is picking up right now. Okay.
Absolutely. We're 30 laps through this thing. I will say it looks like right now so far we've seen about a second of tire fall off. So I don't know how much longer these drivers are going to want to stay out here. So far, nobody's really taken it yet. You gotta remember, some drivers who might not have watched the broadcast and might not have really knew what happened in the previous race, might not know that you could be able to make it 48, 49, maybe 50 laps. So we might see some people coming early at, like around lap 34, 35,
Yeah, I was going to say, man, I think about 33, 34 would be about cutting it in half, or cutting it in a third there. So it should open up a window if you're going to try for the 2-stop strategy.
We see McLean finally able to get by Jonah Colbert, and we see Passons trying to get by him, but we see Colbert tucks in line. Again, Colbert just loses a spot in the corner. Unfortunate for him. Ratchet Miller says, well, now we can give Ratchet props for talking about Eddie. Absolutely. That's kind of like it's kind of like a reverse jinx where something good happened to Eddie after you talked about him. I think Eddie Smith is the only Eddie that races trucks on iRacing in a league that I've heard of. I don't know if you've heard of any other Eddies.
I've never heard of him either.
Man.
Just this one.
So Chris McLean trying to reel in Eddie Smith right now for the lead. Eddie Smith running with JC Motorsports, while Chris McLean represents Poman Motorsports. And these two are kind of getting away from the rest of the field right now. We know we heard it in the post-race interviews. A lot of people said that clean air is extremely important, so Eddie Smith maybe has a little bit of an advantage with the fact that he doesn't really have anybody in front of him, while Chris McLean is having to deal with that dirty air that's being produced by that 87.
Yeah, if third place through sixth place don't straight, get in a line and trying to catch the first two cars here, first two trucks here, they're going to be playing a lot of catch up. Their first two guys are driving away.
Now I think early on in the tire run, these trucks are almost full throttle, if I'm not mistaken. Really only have to blip the throttle, right?
If I remember correctly, yeah, you just have to blip it just a little bit and get back into it.
Of course, as those tires wear, you're going to have to stay out of it more and more and more and more, so the car is going to be harder and harder to control.
Yep.
Playing all over the back bumper of the Pace truck as we head here through 3 and 4, looking to try to make a pass.
I think third through sixth got the message, and these first two guys may have some company.
Absolutely. Here comes Passons, Colbert, Adcock, and Kinder joining this party up front here. Should get interesting here, maybe.
Absolutely, yeah, man. We're closing in on halfway here, pretty close.
Absolutely, and I think we know the drivers said, about halfway point as far as you can really make it before you go empty, so we got to be getting close to where we might see a few drivers dip onto pit road and come in early trying to play it safe. See some side-by-side action. Looks to be Aaron Adcock looking low under Jonah Colbert for the 4th place spot. He's clear. Adcock to 4th now. And Eddie Smith is actually starting to get away from Chris McLean right now for that 2nd place spot. Passon's reeling him in. That last time by, McLean was about 2/10 off of Eddie Smith, which is, I don't know if he maybe had a slip up or something, but cost him some time.
Yeah, I didn't see a slip up or anything. That's crazy.
Big run though through 3 and 4. He reels him back in.
Oh yeah, those first 6 trucks, man, they're kind of out there on their own right now, and have a little gap back to 7th.
They're on a whole nother level. So I mean, between 6th place Aaron Adcock and 7th place Josh Lokenvitz, it's 1.7 seconds. That's a pretty huge gap. So top 6 right now on a whole nother level right now. I think pit window is officially open. McLean all over the back bumper of Eddie Smith, trying to set up a pass here for this lead. McLean led a few laps earlier on in tonight's event, but ended up losing the lead to Colbert, and then Eddie took the lead from Colbert. Man, gotta love the pace truck of Eddie Smith. Definitely, if there was a paint scheme contest, that would win.
Cool stuff, man.
So now look at this. Adcock, the separation between 6th and 7th is now 2 seconds. So actually, though, looks like the top 3 is starting to break away from 4th, 5th, and 6th right now. Maybe. Nope, looks like Colbert catches back up a little bit. So I think everybody, I think we might see a little bit of give and take right now. Everybody's kind of in tire saving mode and fuel saving mode. I don't think anybody's going to want to risk, you know, making a move. I mean, if the opportunity is there, take it, but I wouldn't want to stick my nose in any places where it might not fit.
I'm with you, Matt, man. I don't see anybody pushing the issue as of yet. So, and we're still, you know, 6-7 laps away from halfway, so no real need to right now.
As I said, though, if the opportunity presents itself, Passon's peaking low under McLean when we saw him push up in 1 and 2. So, I mean, if something like that happens, absolutely take that position. But, I mean, don't want to push the issue like you said.
100%.
McLean all over the back bumper of Eddie Smith. Let's see if he tries to make a move here with 45 laps completed, nearing 5 laps away from the halfway point. Still, nobody's made a green flag pit stop yet. And as I say that, we see our first taker on pit road, Cody Bohm, and the number 78 is in. Let's see what all he does. I think he's going to go with some tires here. Yep, fast repairing some tires for Cody Bohm. We see the coach, Christian Deadman, into the pits now. So it is beginning for green flag pit stops. Cody Bohm, though, started the trend. Got a side-by-side battle for third. Jonah Colbert looking low under Tracy Passons. Passons with the nose as we head off the corner. And he's actually outside of McLean now, who is running in that second place spot. Trying to make the high side work. Tracy Passons. They are side by side, and Passons with the nose on the outside. Look at this. Tracy Passons making that outside groove work. He is clear and to the second place spot now. All he has to do is get by Eddie Smith, and he will be in the lead. We see Jonah Colbert getting very, very squirrely on that outside. We see Ray Page, Griff Dozer, Lottridge all in. So Tracy Passons trying to reel in Eddie Smith for this first place spot. So 48 we said was about the magic number when we might see the leaders start to come in. Eddie Smith stays out. Question is, when will he come in? See Matt Clem and Spencer Gay both into the pits.
Radios are getting busy. There's a lot of people calling to come down on pit road this time, bud.
Let's watch it here. Looks like none of the leaders come in. Maybe this time by we'll see some. We see Christopher Heiner, Charles Stevens Jr., Roberts, Elmore, Clement, Veith all in. Everybody's got to be in line, though, because it's hard to get down to the bottom on pit road if you're on the high side. There we go, Eddie Smith. Oh, no!
Oh, no.
We see the 53 hit from behind by Jonah Colbert. Oh, a bunch of people locking their brakes up. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some speeding penalties handed out.
Yeah, for sure, man. They, some of them look like they come in a little hot.
See McLean, Colbert, Smith, Adcock, Passons, Lokenvitz, Wallace, and Isaac all into the pits. Only 2 drivers left to make a green flag pit stop. That's Garrett Kinder and Daniel Cunningham.
Yeah, and Garrett Kinder looked like he got some left front damage from that.
Yeah, he is coming in. He was with that big group that came in, but I believe that he didn't really have an opportunity with all the sketchy stuff that was going on. So there we go. Daniel Cunningham and the Rowdy Energy Machine. Last driver that needs to make a green flag pit stop. He has the entire field trapped 1 lap down except for Garrett Kinder. So now would be the time to come in then if you have the entire field trapped a lap down.
Yeah, for sure. You got to be running on fumes, man. 52 laps.
There we go. He is in. Daniel Cunningham, last driver that needs to pit. He is in now. And he will give the lead. Actually, no, nobody will get the lead. Christian Dedman, who is in second, just got his lap back. Question is, can Cunningham get in and out of the pits and still stay in the lead? I mean, I don't know. This is 1.5 miles. I don't know if it's going to be possible here. No, it's not. So with that being said, it looks like the coach, Christian Dedman, will inherit the lead now from Daniel Cunningham. Christian leading his first laps of the race. It looks to be that he came in about 7 laps, or about 5 laps earlier than everybody else. So running on a little bit of a different strategy. But Chris McLean, who has a lot fresher tires than him, he is coming up on Christian right now, looking to try to take that lead.
And they're interested in seeing how this strategy is going to play out for Christian, the coach, Dedman.
Yeah, I mean, he took a big risk by coming in really, really early compared to a lot of the other drivers, but hey, you got to risk it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so far so good.
I mean, especially with Halliman, he was kind of running mid-pack during the first green flag run. I mean, the only way that you can really have a chance at a win if you're running kind of like mid-pack is just, you know, taking risks and maybe going for a special pit strategy.
Yeah, and sometimes just track position is pretty key.
Oh, absolutely.
See a pass for the lead here.
Yep, Chris McLean looking low under the coach Dedman. Side by side, McLean with the nose through 3 and 4, and he is clear. Chris McLean to the lead now, back to where he has been for a lot of tonight's event. We see Colbert also going low under Christian, and he is setting his sights now on your leader, Chris McLean. So at this point, we are past the halfway point. I'm going to turn up the volume, and you are going to get to see the sights and hear the sounds of the racetrack here with Pump Up the Intensity. So here we go. There you have it. That was Pump Up the Intensity. Hopefully you enjoyed us turning up the volumes and getting to be able to get up close and personal with these trucks here tonight. Chris McLean remains your leader. Jonah Colbert second. We see Eddie Smith currently running in third. Tracy passing fourth. Let's see here.
Absolutely love that pump up the intensity part, that man. The sights, the sounds, just love it.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's the biggest thing is, racing is definitely a very sense based sport, and actually NASCAR just released a really cool documentary on YouTube about a girl who is blind and how she experiences racing being blind, and how everything is kind of a everything, her senses are more enhanced, with the sound of the race cars and the smell and everything, and how uh, without even without compared to other sports, sight isn't always everything with racing. It's also the sounds and the atmosphere and the smells and whatnot, compared to like a
Yeah,
football and a basketball game.
yeah, 100% agree, man. The smell definitely, the race fuel and just the burning rubber and it's amazing.
Yeah, there's no other experience like going to your local short track or going to a NASCAR race. I mean, I definitely, if you have a local short track near you, go support them. Go to a Saturday night race, then just go spend some time and watch some awesome racing, because they need their support, because these local short tracks, they struggle to get along, and so without fan attendance, they're pretty much nothing. So if you got a local short track near you within within like 30 minutes, you go check it out. Like every Saturday or every Friday night, and just go watch some awesome racing. And if you have a cup track near you, help support them as well, because even though these are big swanky cup tracks, even cup tracks struggle. I mean, we've seen with Chicagoland and Kentucky, so even cup tracks need all the support they can get.
100%.
Chris McLean continues to lead. Jonah Colbert chasing. Teammate Eddie Smith right behind him. We got a battle going on here for fourth. Tracy Passons and Christian Deadman right now. This is for the fourth place spot. Rashid Miller says, Coach needs a caution party quick. Yes, he does. It's actually a little bit too late, I think, for the coach here. He has a little bit less fresh tires compared to the rest of the field, so just trying to hang in there, trying to hang in the top 5. Ash Miller says, Cody Kinder and I was at our local dirt track last night. That's awesome. I think more people definitely need to do that. Go out and support their local short track. I was racing at a Dominion Raceway and Entertainment Complex last night, so I was supporting my local short track by racing there and all that. So great to hear that. Joined some local dirt track action last night.
And it's also pretty cool whenever you're racing your bandos at man, you can go to, what is it, Flow Racing and watch it.
Yeah, so that's for if you want to watch me race at Langley Speedway or Charlotte Motor Speedway. I race bandoleros in real life. I race, and these cars are very common here, like for example at Texas. So if you want to watch my racing, check it out on Flow Racing. Also, an app called Racing America, which I know North Wilkesboro, all the festivities happening there. That's what it was. So, and as we're talking about this, a yellow flag is out. The Griftozer has crashed, and we're gonna do the Kinder Farm and Ranch Wreckage Rewind to investigate exactly what happened. We know the Kinder Farm and Ranch cows, they are far more superior to the Chick-fil-A cows, in my opinion. I know everybody in the chat probably agrees. The Kinder Farm and Ranch cows, they work their butts off every single Sunday and Friday with these Original Rebels races. Shout out to the Kinder Farm and Ranch cows. They do a phenomenal job. But let's take a
I
look.
bet you this is their second job, and they're off on Sundays. Just saying.
Ooh, that is true. Well, we see Griffith getting loose here, 1 and 2. We see he gets sideways, trying his best to collect it, but I think right here is about the point of no return.
Yeah, it's a bad feeling, man, when you come off of these corners and you just lose it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen time after time drivers struggling with turns 1 and 2, and I think 1 and 2, I believe, is the turn that you carry the most speed in, and that makes it just even more harder.
Yeah.
We saw he griftos the wall a little bit there. Look at this. We see pretty much the entire field coming in here, getting their last set of tires for the 30-lap shootout. And is it just me, or are you getting a little bit of deja vu? Because this is about the exact time that we saw the first caution in the Outlaws Truck
You know what,
Series.
I was just thinking that, brother. I was just about to say we're past halfway. Everything's been clean so far. Here's our caution. Cautions, bird cautions. Yeah, I'm absolutely feeling some deja vu right now.
So, if I had to be a betting man, I would say that this is not the only caution that we're going to have. We see the race off of pit road. Chris McLean will take the lead. Brandon Wallace will be in second. Third is Jonah Colbert. Fourth is Eddie Smith. Rounding out your top five is Tracy Passons. I believe in a little bit of a gamble, I think Brandon Wallace only took right sides while the rest of the field took all four. So he got a ton of track position from that.
Yeah, that's definitely a bold strategy right there, if that was the case. And
We'll see if it pays
we'll see
off
how
for
it
him.
works out. Yeah.
I know from experience, it definitely feels wonky having older tires on the left side and newer tires on the right side. And it'll definitely take some getting used to at first for Brandon Wallace. Definitely is really going to need to make it a habit right now to just scrub up those tires.
Yeah, I've tried taking rights a couple times, and more often than not, that thing ends up way looser than I anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually a handful.
We'll see if Brandon Wallace can handle it. Rashid Miller says it'd be crazy not to pit at this point. Take 4, not 2. Well, looks like Brandon Wallace did not listen to that. He took 2 tires on pit road in a gamble. And we will see if this pays off. He might be banking on some cautions here, which, based on what we saw in the Outlaws Truck Series, it's definitely not out of the question.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. See if it works out for Brandon Wallace, though, man. I'm interested in seeing how these 2 tires are gonna feel for him when we go back to green here.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta love a good pitch strategy gamble. Always makes things exciting. I'm interested to see, how well Brandon Wallace does. Like you said, I know I don't have a ton of like intermediate track experience, but I know I raced in the Extreme Forces Racing League, the ARCA series, and a couple times I tried that where I only took right sides, and it was loose and it felt very, very uncontrollable and wonky for a little bit. But after 5 laps, it kind of mellows out a little bit. So Brandon Walsh just needs to get to that point and just try to keep it clean and keep it from getting loose until then.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see how he ends up handling it, and see if it was the right call. Sometimes those crazy calls turn out to be the genius calls. So we'll see.
Of course, and then of course sometimes the call that maybe Brandon Wallace made is just gonna send him to the back. I don't know. We will see.
Also a possibility too.
Oh yeah. This has been a interesting race so far. We're gonna see what happens here. Chris McLean, who has been very, very dominant all race long, he will be restarting in first, and then outside of him, of course, the talk of the caution break has been, of course, Brandon Wallace running in that 99. Only took right sides. Then we see Jonah Colbert in third, Eddie Smith in fourth. 2 teammates looking to try to get back up front. Both of them have led laps and, been fast tonight. That's really just been McLean, Colbert, and Eddie, the 3 fastest. Passons and Adcock and Kinder have been up there as well. But it's really been those 3. Still, anybody can win. A lot can happen. And I think, we're past the halfway point. Everybody's taking their 2 tires. I think we're going to see a lot more take than give now as we're, coming to the waning portions of the race here.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, man. With that caution, I think the ones that were banking on fuel strategy, I think all that goes out the window. Should be good to go on gas from here if you stopped on that caution.
So here we go. Pace truck is in. Chris McLean took 4 tires. Brandon Wallace took 2 tires. Who will get the lead on this restart? McLean is the control car, and he takes off. Green flag is back out here, and the Lone Star 150 is back underway here, side by side for second. Jonah Colbert with the nose as we head into 1 and 2, and he is able to get clear. He had that advantage on the inside line. We see Eddie Smith also able to get clear, so 1, 2, 3, McLean, Colbert, and Eddie Smith. Now here comes Brandon Wallace, or excuse me, here comes Tracy Passons coming up on Brandon Wallace for this 4th place position, all over the back bumper of that 99. Looks like the 99 is actually keeping up with Eddie Smith right now for that 3rd place spot.
Yeah, maybe though, the first lap he was playing it easy and lost a couple spots. Now he's able to settle in and maintain where he's at.
Jonah Colbert trying to reel in Chris McLean for this 1st place spot. These two have been going at it for a lot of tonight's event, and I think that is going to continue here for these final 25 laps. Always good to have a great battle between two drivers all race long, and the battle between McLean and Colbert has been really the one to watch tonight.
Yeah, for sure. It's been pretty exciting watching it up to this point, and I can only imagine it's going to get more exciting from here on out.
Look at this. Eddie Smith just ran the fastest lap time of the race, 30.03. Jonah Colbert ran his personal best lap time of the race with a 30.08. It was about 0.2 faster than what Chris McLean ran last time by. So McLean needs to pick up this pace here. We see some drivers getting off-track penalties. Yeah, I was about to say, big wreck on the front stretch. The Kinder cows are getting put to work here. I knew this was going to happen. You know what they say, cautions breed cautions. We are seeing, ever since we saw that first caution, we're going to see a whole lot more. Looks like Josh Lokenvitz was involved in this one. Here we go. Side by side between, looks to be the 19 of Josh Lokenvitz. And looks like smoke is, oh, this has nothing to do with Lokenvitz. This happens all the way in front of him. And look at this. We were talking about and SEK just had a glitch. I apologize. Alright, there we go. We have gotten everything figured out. So we're watching right here Brandon Wallace. Remember, he took only right side tires. We saw coming up off of turn number 4, looks like he pushes up or gets loose up into Garrett Kinder's way, and that sends the 99 sideways. A little bit of net code with the wall. 23 getting involved.
Yeah, it's tough, man, but we got another caution, brother.
Yeah, and I was definitely, there was definitely going to be an upside to taking only right side tires and a downside to taking only right side tires, and we saw the downside right there.
I agree with you 100%. That was not how you want that to turn out.
Yep, I mean, he made a gamble. It could have worked, could have not worked, and fortunately it didn't work.
That's right. Some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield.
Exactly. We see Ratchet Miller. He says, depends on how many more cautions develop. Those 2 tires might work. Yeah. Fortunately didn't work there for Brandon Wallace, but maybe in another universe it might have worked. Hate to see it for that 99, but I mean he had been running, mid-pack for a lot of tonight's events, so he needed to do some sort of gamble to get some track position, and didn't work out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sometimes you just got to try it,
Yeah.
Sometimes it works out, man. Sometimes it don't.
I know a lot of times, especially if I'm in like a league race kind of like this, I'm not always going to be the fastest, so the only way that I can really be on the level that those top drivers are with gambles and strategy, and so I think that's kind of the thought process that was going through Brandon Wallace's head.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Can't blame you. I've tried it.
Oh, yeah. Ratchet Miller says, guess I should have mentioned my main driver, number 13. That's right, Garrett Kinder. He unfortunately got caught up in that last incident. We saw the 99 slide across his nose. So he had to come in, get some damage fixed, and he currently resides in the 17th position. So hopefully he can scratch and claw his way back up to that top 10.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't count him out.
For sure, for sure. I mean, so far, though, it's been McLean, Colbert, Smith. Those three have been very, very hard to beat. I mean, only other driver that I think maybe could surprise is Tracy Passons, runs in 4th. Everybody else, I'm not sure. Maybe Aaron Adcock could make a comeback here. He currently sits in 14th. I don't know. We will see. Garrett Kinder trying to hang on to that point standings lead. With Daniel Cunningham ahead of him, he is definitely, Cunningham is definitely going to gain some ground on him if, we finish like this. About 10 positions, 11 positions separate them, and 16 points separate these two coming into this race. So if we finish where we're at, that would bring the gap between these two to like 5 points now. So Kinder needs to get back up to the field because his point standings lead is certainly at risk if he doesn't have a good finish.
Yeah, that could be a pretty hardcore on the bad side of a points day there.
Ratchet Miller says, a bunch of class act drivers, but racing happens. I mean, absolutely. This is a very, very awesome league. There are some great successful drivers that could be successful in, Road to Pro and the iRacing, like, Pro Series. I mean, there's some fantastic drivers in this league. And, I mean, of course, everybody makes mistakes, and I know some drivers may have more experience than others. This is pretty much just like kind of like a beer league, just having fun and whatnot. Not really. I mean, of course, it's racing, it's competitive, but, I mean, there's not a ton on the line. There's not money. There's not anything. This is just a great way to just hang out with the boys and have some fun. It's a great community of drivers in this league.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, the guys in the Outlaws here, they're class acts. They're a bunch of great guys, and they enjoy what they do. And
here we go. We got a 20-lap shootout between Chris McLean, Jonah Colbert. Green flag is back out there. We see McLean taking off side by side for second between teammates Eddie Smith and Jonah Colbert. Colbert has the nose on the outside, but here comes the pace truck. Eddie Smith coming around on the bottom. He is able to get clear. Eddie Smith now to the second place spot. We see Smith now setting his sights on your first place driver, Chris McLean. Colbert falls in line into third place now. Here's a driver who I haven't really said his name all race long. That is Charles Stevens Jr. in the 88 machine. Here comes that dirty Mo car trying to reel in Jonah Colbert here. Watch out. Eddie Smith, he is coming up on Chris McLean right now for this lead. Great run on the front stretch. Great run here in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's definitely coming quick.
Oh, yeah. We see No Neck 019. He says, that's all she wrote for the 19. Sorry to hear you had a tough race tonight, Matt. You'll get him next week.
It's never fun whenever you got to park it and there's cars still running on track. That's never a good feeling.
Oh, no. Absolutely. But at least you gave it all she got, for sure. Eddie Smith last time by, he just ran the fastest lap time of the race with a 29.94. Chris McLean ran his personal best lap time as well, but wasn't as good as what Eddie Smith ran. Right now, Smith just trying to set up the path and kind of looking to see what McLean is doing, waiting for him to slip up and kind of looking at his tendencies. McLean, might be pushing up off of a certain corner and leaving a gap underneath him. So that's kind of what Eddie Smith is going to need to wait for. He's going to need to find and wait for the right opportunity to get under him, because every driver makes mistakes, and so you just got to be there for the one.
Sure.
Oh, third caution is out. I just saw. I really don't know what happened. There isn't a ton popping up on my scoring thing of like activity, off tracks, and whatnot.
I see the 41 with some damage.
Yeah, it looks like Ray Page was the cause of this one. We were side by side between William Griffith and Ray Page. Honestly, looks like Ray Page pushes up there on the backstretch, was maybe just trying to stay as close to the side of Griffith as possible, but just came up a little bit too much. He tags the inside safer barrier. Definitely not what Ray Page wanted to see there. We got some drivers into the pits. Eddie Smith and Jonah Colbert both came in. I'm not exactly sure what they are doing. Looks like they had an extra set of tires behind the wall.
I think the tire limit was 6. Yeah, tire set limit in the race is 6.
So they have a bunch of tires to their disposal.
Oh yeah.
So a little bit of a gamble there for Eddie Smith, Jonah Colbert, and Tracy Passons. They are choosing fresh tires over track position. And I mean, I don't know if it's going to work out. Track position, very, very, very key.
Definitely going to be interesting to see how it plays out man.
They are going to be ripping fast though with these new tires, so it's going to be
yeah.
It's going to be cool to watch them work their way up to the field. 15 laps to go right now. It'll be less than that when we go back green. See, Nonek says, not running for points in Rebels, but got up to 9th from 21st. I'll take it against these guys. Absolutely, man. Great run. But, again, sorry you got taken out. I mean, it happens. Great run, man. We see Ratchet Miller says, come on, Eddie. Get that bow tie up there. That's right, Eddie Smith. One of the fastest bow ties on track. We see two drivers up front right now are the Blue Ovals, Chris McLean and Charles Stevens Jr. Where are the Toyotas? Let's see. Highest Toyota is Spencer Gay in 11th. Man, we need more people representing the Yoders.
I'm not gonna comment that, man. Bow tie gang.
I know a lot of this people in this league, big Chevy fans. They are the Silverados here in the Truck Series. It's gonna be weird. I've normally referred to them as the Camping World Truck Series in this broadcast. Starting in 23, these are gonna be the Craftsman Truck Series trucks. How's the big news of the weekend?
Yeah, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be pretty awesome. It's kind of nostalgic, and I remember those days, and it's gonna be pretty cool, bud.
Absolutely. It's been a hot minute since the Camping World Truck Series was referred to as the Craftsman Truck Series. They revealed it on Friday. The last time it was the Craftsman Truck Series was 2008. So that was the year I was born. So I'm 13 right now, and so NASCAR has not run the Craftsman Truck Series since I was born. So it'll be a good blast from the past. It's nostalgia for a lot of fans. We see Nonex says back to its roots with Craftsman. Absolutely, I think it's good. And Craftsman's always had. I think the main reason why they dropped out was because they were like the primary tool people of Sears, and unfortunately Sears was going through a lot of like bankruptcy and whatnot. So I think now Craftsman isn't associated with the Sears, the dime company of Sears. So now I think they have a lot more money and a lot more revenue now that they're not associated with Sears. So they have a lot more opportunities to sponsor stuff. I think you can find. And Craftsman isn't like an exclusive tool now. They're in like Lowe's and Home Depot and whatnot.
Totally agree with you there, man. Looking forward to it.
Of course, our race team, we are Ryobi and DeWalt people. But I know a lot of people who use a lot of Craftsman stuff. Good tools, for sure. Rasher Miller says 13 moving on up. Get her done. Yeah, Garrett Kinder was involved in the second caution. Fell to like 17th, but he's back up into the top 10. So watch out for that. 13 to Garrett Kinder here. We're getting ready to go back green. Chris McLean restarting on the bottom. Charles Stevens Jr. restarting on the top. Green flag back out here at Texas Motor Speedway. There we see Chris McLean taking off. Great restart. Charles Stevens, and looks like Mickey Isaac, he had that advantage of starting right behind the control car, so he was able to get by Charles Stevens Jr. But there we go, coming off of 2. Stevens Jr. looking back low under Mickey Isaac for this second place spot. Side by side. Isaac still with the nose on the outside, but here we go heading into 3 and 4. Stevens Jr. with the nose. Almost clear, and there we go. He is cleared. Charles Stevens Jr. back to the second place spot. We see Daniel Cunningham following right behind that 88 machine.
Business is picking up, man.
Oh, yeah, we are getting into the nitty-gritty of this race. Next time by, it'll be 10 laps to go, and I think the word give is going to be completely out of the window. We are just... Oh, as I say that, we see the coach is into the outside wall. 4th caution of the race. Christian Deadman. I saw hard into the outside wall there. It's been a rough day for that 3 machine. And it just continues with that wreck. So here's a look at... Good.
I was going to say, you just said it, man. Ain't going to be no more giving.
I don't know, though, if it was like a self-spin or we saw... Got some help. Let's see. So we were side by side between that looks to be Deadman and Charlie Elmore. Or Charlie Elmore. And coming off of 2. Certainly been a trouble spot. Deadman just looks like he comes up. I don't know if he thought he was clear of the 20. I mean, that is easy to happen. But hate to see it for the coach. Has had a very rough race. Same thing with Charlie Elmore in the 20. Kevin Kinder says, the cows are getting utterly tired. Love the pun. First of all, and second of all, yes, we are putting the cows to work here today. I mean, they gotta have a job somehow on Sundays when they're not representing the Chick-fil-A. Unfortunately they've been sitting representing the Wreckage Rewind so much that they broke their bench that they're sitting on, and so some of them are on their back now and they've fallen over and they're getting really tired. So Kevin, we need you to get these cows straight. They are causing lots and lots of trouble, and they're starting to slack after all the cautions that we've seen in this race. But these cows, they do a very, very good job, and they are the best cows of any company, in my opinion.
I think they work for 2 companies, though. Yeah, I think just Garrett's not giving them their required Sundays off.
Ooh. That's the new conspiracy theory.
For sure. He's stealing a chicken company, a fast food chicken company that's closed on Sundays, cows, to do his bidding on Sundays for the Wreckage Rewind.
That's right. Sometimes the cows get days off, but while we're on this caution, I do want to quickly take this time to talk about our web store, intensitybroadcasting.com. We've talked a little bit about some of our merchandise before in this broadcast, kind of joking about it, but we actually have a merchandise store for real, and it's intensitybroadcasting.com, And we have, first of all, a lot of awesome Intensity Broadcasting merch. We have Intensity Broadcasting t-shirts, hats, mugs, mouse pads, polo shirts. So it's got a little bit of everything for everybody. All of my real life racing merch is on the store. So if you want to support my real life racing, pick up an Atlee Weiss Racing t-shirt, a hoodie, maybe a hat, a beanie, polo shirt, jacket, whatever you want to pick up. We also have auto racing novelty t-shirts. We have the Big Bushy Bearing shirt, Pucker Moment, PD Powered, Cautions Breed Cautions. We have now the Blink Hensley racing shirt. For those of you who watch the SES Array, you know who Blake Hensley is, also known as Blink Hensley. He has his own shirt now. Race car money.
My goodness.
Oh yeah, it's happened. Truck cars, kick the tires, light the fires. Then we have the Original Rebels Racing collection. And there you can find Rebels Racing League bubble-free stickers. Put them on your real-life racing vehicle or your personal vehicle and help represent the league. We also got photo paper posters, which is the poster you can hang up on your wall in your sim room or your man cave or whatnot. Then we have Original Rebels Racing t-shirts as well. Got 5 awesome colors: black, navy, red, sport gray, and white. And they come in sizes small to 5XL. So we got everything for everybody on IntensityBroadcasting.com. Awesome store. Go get you some merchandise. Perfect for birthdays and Christmas. And it's crazy. Christmas is coming up. Coming up very, very soon. So perfect gift. And evidently everybody has birthdays in August. So if you want to get something for late birthday August people, then get them some stuff from IntensityBroadcasting.com.
Right at, man. We're getting down there, brother. A handful of laps left.
Oh yeah, 7 laps to go. Yes, sir, Matt. We have sizes small to 5XL. Something for everybody. And that goes for not only just the Original Rebels Racing League shirt, but I believe for the majority of our shirts. Green flag back out here at Texas Motor Speedway. There we see Chris McLean taking off. Great restart for Daniel Cunningham, who restarted in third. He is able to get by Charles Stevens Jr. for that second place spot, but Stevens Jr. not letting... Whoa, another wreck here. 5th caution of the race. Now we have officially seen more wrecks than we did in the the Outlaws Truck Series race. So we're going to have another wreckage rewind, and we're continuing to put these kinder cows to work here. As you can see, they've destroyed the bench that they were sitting on politely, and they've now fallen on their backs. So here we go. Let's take a look at what happened. So we're watching Josh Oswald here. There's the 69 of Spencer Gay. And oh no! Jonah Colbert and that looks to be Passins get into it. So I believe Colbert kind of sees a hole in 1 and 2. He sends it, but there was no room. And fortunately, he tags the 53, sending him around. So that's just kind of where you gotta just think, how will this affect everything, and kind of just do a judgment call there.
Yeah. Then again, you're 10 laps, less than 10 laps to the checkers.
Gotta send it, but
oh yeah,
sucks for Passins, who torn up truck now, got to come in, get it all fixed. That might have just hurt his chances of winning. We see Matt Clemens says, I haven't worn a small since I was in 4th grade in 1983.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Both drivers had a crazy line going into that corner, so I don't know.
Yeah, he said I saw the 53 pinch off the entrance, not sure he was going to make that turn either. Yeah, I don't know. That's just my opinion, just hard late race racing. I mean, I said before, I think the word give is going to go out the window. We're just going to see take from all these drivers. And saw it right there. Didn't work out for either driver.
Absolutely.
Actually, it looks like it did work out for Colbert. He's almost in the top 10 now, but not nearly where he was at running in the lead earlier on in tonight's event. Teammate Eddie Smith. Now, I remember we saw these two come in with like 15 to go. They gambled. They came in. They took tires. And that was the risk that they took because they lost track position. And now they're going to have to work their way up to the field and have to get through the wrecks that are going to be happening mid-pack or in the front of the pack. And we saw that's what happened there. We see Eddie Smith up to 9th. He's got a lot more cars he's got to get by.
Yeah, I'm not sure that that risk was worth it, but
No.
I don't know.
And I think we're going to have a green-white checkered here. I think Chris McLean, he's been dominant all race long. Cunningham, he's been fast for sure, but I don't know if he's going to be quite on the level of Chris McLean. He's going to really have to send it here if he wants a chance. Ratchet Miller says, Kinder Cow's definitely working. Teats are wore out. Yeah. Matt Clemens says need to break out the udder butter.
Udder
butter. We got all the puns. We have the cows are getting utterly tired, and now we got the udder butter, which you can buy on intensitybroadcasting.com. Get your udder butter. Just kidding.
Udder butter t-shirt.
Just get that. That's a new t-shirt idea. We got to get the Kinder Farmer Ranch Udder Butter t-shirt. Udder Butter. So we're getting ready to go back green here. We're going to have our first attempt at a green-white checkered. Chris McLean will be restarting on the bottom. We got Daniel Cunningham on the top behind them. It's Charles Stevens Jr. and Mickey Isaac. So here we go. Lights on the pace truck are off. We're getting ready to go back green here. This is it. This is the green-white checkered that we hope we might have. This is going to be absolutely exciting racing here at No Limits, Texas. And I think we're going to have No Limits racing. It's just going to be take like we've seen for, these last 15 laps. Lots of aggressive driving. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, something else to keep in mind, man, is Chris McLean there. Or not Chris McLean, but Daniel Cunningham, sorry, in second place there, trying to cut in onto Garrett Kinder's point lead. Garrett Kinder looks like he's in like 13th right now. So
yeah, absolutely. 16 points separated those two heading into the race. So if Cunningham's running in second, Kinder's running in 13th. That'll be a great points day for Daniel Cunningham, and he'll definitely reel it in.
Yep. But it's not over yet, man. Anything can happen.
Oh, yeah. This is Texas Motor Speedway. I think this is going to be a great green-white checkered here. The fans are on their feet as we are getting ready to restart. Chris McLean heading into the Geico restart zone. Green flag back out here at Texas Motor Speedway. There we see Chris McLean taking off. Great restart. He is able to get ahead of Daniel Cunningham. Charles Stevens Jr. right on the back bumper of that 54 Rowdy Energy Machine as we head here through turns 1 and 2. Cody Boehm all over the back bumper of the 88, looking low as we head onto the backstretch. So that's side by side for third. Here comes the Furniture Row 78. Charles Stevens Jr. trying to throw blocks. Coming off of turn number 4, Chris McLean, 2/10 gap over Daniel Cunningham. Final lap here at Texas. Cunningham is going to need to send it if he wants any sort of chance at getting the win here. Here we go, coming into turns 1 and 2. Cunningham right there on the back bumper of the 5. He's got to have 4 great corners if he wants a chance and a great back straightaway. Carries some great speed, great run for the 54. All over the back bumper. Here he comes. We see Charles Stevens there as well, but I don't think he can catch him. Chris McLean will get the win here at Texas Motor Speedway. 2 wins in a row for Chris McLean.
That was crazy.
What a tight finish right there. Chris McLean, he won last week on the dirt track of Knoxville Raceway. Little bit of a different intermediate 1.5-mile track compared to a short dirt track, but here's the thing. He showed just as much speed as he did there at Knoxville. He picks up the win here in the Lone Star State. He wins the Lone Star 150. Chris McLean, representing Po-Man Motorsports, has been the class. He was the class of the field all race long. Taking a victory lap here. Saw a car. Brandon Wallace, he's crab walking it. Look at that. Drifting it. Love to see it. But here we go. Chris McLean. Boom! And he gets... Wow! And the Demolition Derby begins. Can't really get a burnout in here because the Demolition Derby starts as soon as that checkered flag waves. But... great win for Chris McLean. What a performance here that he had. Great run, though, for Daniel Cunningham. He had a great... He ran his personal best lap time on that last lap. You know, he was coming, but maybe if he would have had a couple more laps, he could have brought it home.
Yeah. And, you know, if you're big picture racing, too, and looking at the points, I'm sure, you know, he would have loved to have won, but P2's pretty good, especially with Garrett having some misfortune today.
So we're going to start off by pulling in your third place finisher, the man from Tampa, Florida. It is Charles Stevens Jr. Charles, this is Atlee and Eddie in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got you, man.
Awesome. Well, great run for you tonight. I know you were one of the biggest movers of the race. Started in 13th, and we really didn't see you up in front until after, you know, that the last, you know, pit stops. You were up there in the top 3 running with Cunningham, McLean, and you had a few great restarts running in the top 3. I mean, what was going through your head there? Those, you know, last 15 laps running up front.
Well, I don't know so much about good restarts. I don't run up as front as much as some of these other aliens in the league. So, the one time I did start on the front row, I got a black flag with the whole restart zone. So, I was playing it safe there on the last couple of restarts and making sure Chris got it going before I did, and that hurt me a little bit. But on that last caution, I started third on the inside, and that helped me a little bit to lock up the podium.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great race. We saw a lot of strategy coming into play. I mean, what was your main strategy here? I mean, I know pretty much everybody could make it to about halfway.
Yeah, that was the one thing is I wanted to make sure I pitted after lap 50 because I didn't know if it was going to come down to a field strategy or not. So I wanted to make sure I could at least go halfway. But then when the caution started falling, that went out the window. So I just keep it clean and just try to stay in the wake of the fast guys up front, and it worked out for me.
Now, before I let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, I want to thank all my team over at Dark Horse. With all the guys in there, we had a full house tonight. And just our league itself, you guys for throwing up the broadcast. Everyone that runs the league inside and out, that keeps this thing going. And then last but not least, my wife and son and my family for supporting me in iRacing.
Awesome. Well, again, congrats on the podium. Have a great rest of your night.
Awesome. Thanks, Atlee.
Yep, no problem. All right. We are now going to pull in your second place finisher from my home state of Virginia, the man from Winchester. It is Daniel Cunningham. Daniel, this is Atlee and Eddie in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Awesome. Well, great run for you tonight. I know you were running in the top 10 for a lot of tonight's event, and then we saw after that first caution came out, everybody came in. You really seemed to be fast running up front, battling with Charles Stevens Jr., Mickey Isaac, Colbert, Eddie Smith, and couldn't quite get up there to McLean there at the end, but still looking very, very fast, and you ran your best lap time on the last lap just trying to catch him. And of course, got to look at the bigger picture. You had a lot of spots between you and Kinder, so definitely tonight helped you in your point situation, just trying to reel in Kinder for the point standings lead. So, I mean, what was your take on the event tonight?
Pure talent. That's about it. My pit crew did nothing to help me out. My truck drove like shit most of the night. Can't get behind anybody within 2 truck lengths. Starts plowing like a dump truck, but somehow, some way, was able to get some speed into it, get back up to second. Had a blast.
Got you. Well, do you think maybe if your car maybe handled a little bit different, you could have changed the result?
I think I got about all of it I could. Just, wheeling this dump truck all the way up to the front and found a way to get up there and just didn't have enough time or enough laps to get a run at McLean, but did a good job.
Now, before I let you go, is there any sponsors or shout-outs?
Yeah, thank you to Lord above for giving me this talent to wheel this virtual truck around this track. Thanks to Texas for reconfiguring it to make the racing terrible here. Thanks to all the admins that put the race on, and thanks to Rowdy Energy as always. And hope nobody actually takes this interview seriously. That's all I'm just going to say on that. Just having a little fun, trying to imitate my favorite driver.
I got you. Well, again, congratulations on the runner-up tonight, Daniel. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you.
No problem. We see Kevin Kinder said, "Oh no, the bot got you, Kevin." The bot says, "Stop spamming emotes." We have Nightbot in the chat, so don't take Nightbot seriously. That doesn't mean any harm. Very sorry that you got busted. But we're about to pull in your winner from Florence, the Season 1 Apex champion, Poman Motorsports, Chris McLean. Chris, this is Atlee and Eddie in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
I got.
Awesome. Well, man, great run tonight. You were the class of the field. I know you didn't start in the pole, but you were very, very fast. And, I mean, early on you were able to get by Colbert and Eddie Smith there. We saw, first round of green flag pit stops, came in and were able to cycle around in first. And then we saw that caution came out. Everybody else came and took tires. And you were able to keep it out front. Really, the only drivers that could keep up were Eddie and Colbert, and then, of course, we saw both of them coming and taking a gamble and taking tires, so that left you out front to, hold off Daniel Cunningham and Charles Stevens Jr., and you just were able to hold them off and just keep that lead. Just phenomenal run here tonight. What was your take?
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Like I said, I knew coming in that it was going to be a fuel strategy deal there for the most part if it stayed green, and I think John and Eddie got smart early in that first run and just kind of fell back, because you was able to save a lot more fuel in the pack, and I ended up letting them get back by in that first run, trying to save a little fuel, and the pit stops, green flag stops, we kind of all got jumbled up there trying to get on pit road, and I was able to come off with the lead. I think I got on a little better than they did, and I realized really, really quick that I was burning a lot more fuel out front than I wanted to, because 15 laps into that second run, I was already 2 laps to the bad, I guess you'd say, and I could tell that they were good, and my teammates, they were all saying they were good, so I was really just trying to save fuel there, and I noticed that Jonah would catch me in the corners, but then he would never try to get the run and pass me, so he knew he was playing cat and mouse there. He was just trying to let me use up as much fuel as I could until it got to where I couldn't save enough, and I figured they was going to come on by, but luckily we got a caution there, and come down pit road and got some tires. I really didn't expect them to come down on that second time. I don't know. Normally Eddie, he stays out, and I figured they was just going to try to fake me, and so I stayed out and took a gamble, and I think it would have been a little bit different if it went green. I think they'd have got back to me and battled a little bit, but yeah, I don't know, man. It just, the cards fell our way, and we was able to put it on the top spot.
So I know, you won last week at Knoxville, and the track is completely different. But do you think you maybe had a little bit of momentum from last week that kind of helped you tonight?
Yeah, I think so. Dirt. I'm a big fan of dirt, and your more technical, small tracks like Richmond, Bristol, stuff like that. That's kind of fits in my wheelhouse. And Texas is a little bit different than most mile and a halves that it's a little free in the middle, and it gets tight on exit of 2 the way you enter 1. So it ain't necessarily just a cookie cutter track. You really gotta know how to drive it and keep the tires under the truck. And like I said, with this race, then you throw fuel strategy in the mix, and it's comes a what you could put together throughout the run. So it ain't. I enjoyed it. It was fun. We had a good time. Like I said, the first run though was just kind of who could save the most fuel, to get to as far as they can for the second run. And like I said, I saved enough to make it halfway, but like we're coming out with a lead and even saving fuel, I was showing to be about a half a gallon short, which I knew that was going to get better as the run went on and the pace slowed down. But I was, on pins and needles thinking I wasn't going to make it. So then we got that caution.
And before I let you go, is there anyone you want to thank for your win?
Yeah, man, I want to give a big shout out to all my teammates over at Po-Man Motorsports. Just, getting in practice, putting in the time and effort to try to make these things better every week. My wife and kids, my family, they're the backbone of the whole deal. Everybody that has anything to do with the league, Griff, Kinder, Original Rebels Racing's a very nice league to run in and good competition, and it's always fun to come in here on Sunday nights and try to get the win. Of course, Tennessee broadcast, and I enjoy going back and watching the race the next day and see what I could have done a little better, or what the competition was doing better than me. Try to pick up some tips here and there.
Awesome. Well, again, congratulations on the victory tonight, Chris. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you.
No problem. There you have it. That'll do it for the Lone Star 150 here in the Holl Heating and Air Conditioning Rebels Truck Series. Remember, if you are having some issues with your heating and cooling systems and you need repairs, Holl Sheet Metal is the way to go. Especially with winter coming up, you want a properly working heating system to help keep you warm during these cold winter months. So definitely make sure to contact Holl Sheet Metal for repairing that kind of stuff. Man, before we close this out, Eddie, what's your take on tonight's event? Another great race here.
Yeah, absolutely, man. They played it smart through the first half of the race, and then kind of, one caution just kind of changed the whole race there. And it was just like the other race we watched, and it was pretty exciting at the end, and it was a pretty good race overall, I think.
Absolutely. Of course, we got to thank all of the admins of the league, William Griffith, Alex Veith, Brandon Wallace, Daniel Cunningham, Jonah Colbert, Josh Oswald, Matt Clemmen, Davey Jones, Eddie Smith, Garrett Kinder, Jason Warren, and Michael Swink for all that they do for this league. They do so much behind the scenes, so much important stuff behind the scenes that keeps this league running very, very well and very, very smoothly. So just thank you to all of them. I want to thank the viewers who tune in week and week out, watch these races here on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube. We're trying to reach our goals of 2,500 followers on Facebook and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Check out our Twitter, Intensity Run 1, always dropping polls and interacting with our viewers on there. If you want to have discussions about NASCAR and whatnot, that is the best place to hit us up. Make sure to check out our web store, IntensityBroadcasting.com, and make sure to pick up some Intensity Broadcasting merchandise, some At Luis Racing merchandise. We've got Auto Racing novelty t-shirts, and also check out the Original Rebels Racing League collection. And there we have Original Rebels stickers and photo paper posters and Original Rebels Racing League shirts. Of course, we want to wish two members of the Intensity Broadcasting team, Josh Holl and Joe Wright, happy birthdays. And, of course, hope Josh Holl feels better as he is currently in the emergency room with some back issues. So, hope you feel better, Josh. Praying for you, man. And I also want to wish my grandfather, my granddaddy, Steve Reynolds, a happy birthday. So, thank you for everyone to tune in. I'm Atlee Atman-Weist on behalf of the entire Intensity Broadcasting team. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Over and out.